I started this class teaching storytelling because something pretty amazing happened to me when I was hosting for the Moth. I was sitting at the side of the stage watching one lone storyteller tell a story from her life to a theatre filled with, I guess, around 2,000 people, and the room was silent, like completely silent, apart from the lone voice of this storyteller who was just telling this true story about her life. She wasn't reading it and she wasn't performing it. She was just talking, telling the truth. And there's something, do you know what? There's something really weird about the truth. Like, it sounds different. It really does. I guess that's why actors study for years to try to be able to replicate it at will. Anyway, so this woman was just talking and everyone was listening, and the silence, you know what? The silence in a room filled with nearly 2,000 people listening to one person just talking, it sort of blows your mind. You know, like, I've studied theatre, I've written plays, I've written radio and TV, and I've worked on movies. But in that one moment, listening to that one woman talk in this kind of massive theatre, it suddenly became clear to me that what is underneath everything is story. You know, like how you want to show the story, that's totally up to you. But like the story, the why, that's underneath everything. You know, it's the reason we make theatre or TV or film. It's the reason books are written or music is composed and art is made, because somebody wants to tell the world something, and so they just search for the right medium to do it. So I'm listening to this woman and I'm thinking to myself, this kind of storytelling isn't something that comes from absolutely having to understand subplots or narrative structure. It really just comes from her understanding what it is that she wants to say and saying it. And once I knew that, I knew I wanted to teach. And not because I want to instruct people in the stories they ought to tell, but to help them hear the stories they're already kind of telling, and to help them find ways how they can tell the stories, the things they really want people to understand more effectively. Look, I really do believe that everyone has a story, because, if for no other reason, because each of us is slightly different. You know, like, nobody ever has or ever will see the world from exactly the same place as you. We're all slightly different, and it's those differences that make us interesting. It's those differences, in those differences we find story. So, what I thought about watching the storyteller was not just how amazing it was for the audience to hear someone telling the truth, but how amazing it was for the storyteller to finally feel heard. This course will not teach you the rudimentary principles of writing, and it won't teach you classical composition or the history of fine art, but it will help you understand how to develop your story, and it will give you the ability to finally feel heard.